Well, hello everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm Sheryl here with Lisa Horton Crafts, and it looks as though there is a really big lag today between Facebook. It looks like Facebook. I can't see YouTube, but it looks like we've got a really big lag today. But anyway, welcome everyone. Thank you for joining today. I'm glad that you're here. Hi, Tracy and Barb and Trudy, Nancy from Nashville. Oh, I love your city. Valerie, hi, how are you? And Rebecca, thank you. I'm glad you can hear me. Good. So thanks. I feel better now. I know that I can be heard. So here we are. I have some of the new picked by Paula inks that I'm going to be using today. I've got Georgia Moss and Helen Teal, and I'm not sure I'm saying all these words right. Gaiguin, I don't know how to say it. Gauguin, grapefruit, and Frida cherry and eucalyptus leaves from the regular line. Hi, Beverly. How are you? So I'm going to be using these inks, and I'm going to be inking onto paper from the summer. Let's see. The white core from the summer white core, and I'm using these two colors here, the kind of grapefruity color and the orangey color. So that's the paper that I'm using for today's project. And then I also have the cutting dies, the Christmas Foliage Cutting Dies, and I'm going to be using them for a non-Christmas card. I put one in the Facebook group a few days ago that was just florals, but it wasn't Christmas. And I'm going to do a fall card with these products again today. So these are the stencils, lots of circle stencils that I'm going to be using, and these gorgeous sentiment stamps. I love these. I just do, and I use them all the time now. I'm so excited. And then this is an older 3D embossing folder, the knitted 3D embossing folder. So these are all of, oh yes, Lorraine, good thought. Lorraine says tune in tomorrow. It'll be 9 o'clock here in the US, and it's in the afternoon overseas. But Paula's going to have some ink school. I know she's doing the metallic inks, and hopefully she'll go over the names of these inks too, so that I can say it right. I hate to mispronounce words, but even though I do it all the time. But anyway, so these are the products that I'm going to be using for today's project. And here's the project. It's a fall card, and we'll just go ahead and get started with it. Really fun. Oh, the other thing I'm using, I did die cut some of the satin. Oh shoot, it's the rainbow cardstock. I never remember the name of it. It is the holographic, the satin rainbow holographic. So I use that to cut these two leaves. But that is everything that I'm going to be using. That's the project. So we'll go ahead and get started. Hi, Donna. How are you? So happy you could take time today. Let's see. So to get started, let's start with the getting our background done. So I have a piece of, this is an A2 size card. So I've got a piece of the yellow cardstock from the summer white core that I've cut this down to 4 by 5 1/4. It's a little smaller than the A2 panel. And then I have this piece that I'll mount it to, that is that orange out of that same color pack. That's 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you all like it. And so the first thing I want to do is go ahead and emboss this panel. Get my embossing folder out here. I typically take them out, take this stuff out ahead of time, but I'm doing good to be here right now. I'm telling you, I'm just now getting my morning coffee. That's how my day's been going. So here's my folder, and I'm going to just go ahead and put this in the folder. Let's see, I got this backwards here. I want it this way. And I just want to make sure, the only thing I want to do is make sure that that it's straight at the top. Otherwise it looks a little wonky when you go to use it. So I'm just making sure that top is straight and the sides. And I will go ahead and run this through my Platinum 6. My Lisa Horton Platinum 6 to be specific. And this thing, oh, it's a joy to work with, I'll tell you. Okay, so what I want to do before I take that out, I want to ink up this other side of the embossing folder here, because I want to put some color. Oops, I don't want that moving. I want to put some color down in between those ribs of the sweater. And I'm using the Grapefruit from the Picked by Paula. And I'll probably do it a couple times just to make sure I get good coverage in there. These inks are fantastic. If you don't have them, you got to get them, because they fit in so nicely with the colors that are in Lisa's line, and they ink like a dream. I've been inking up sentiments all over the place using these colors. So I'm running this through my machine again, and I'll probably do this one more time. I agree, Fedugina, this Grapefruit is a happy color. It's very pretty. And so I've added a little bit of color there. You can see that makes the knitting a little more pronounced, but I'm going to do it one more time just for good measure. And tap that down. Last time I did more rubbing than tapping, but we're going to do this one more time. Oh, it's the same here in Ohio right now, Rebecca. It's autumn. The leaves are starting to turn, but the weather is still pretty warm. It's mid 70s here today, which is my favorite. I love it when I can be out in the sun, but I don't burn up in the process. Okay, so that is the second inking there, and I don't know if you can see it very well in the camera, but it did put a nice maybe it did put a nice little layer of color in between, and that's what I was looking for. I'm gonna spray this with water real quick and wipe that ink off, and then we'll carry on. Okay, so we'll put this aside, and then I'm going to bring in, I want to do some color, additional color. I'm going to use the circles, and I'm just going to take the one big circle and put it kind of where, not quite in the center, just a little higher than center. And I'm going to tape it on the back so it doesn't move around on me too much. It's going to move some, but I won't have to worry about it moving around too much if I put a big enough piece of tape back there. just to hold it, help me hold it in place while I ink it up. Let me hold this up and make sure it's where, yeah, that's pretty much where I want it. Okay, and then I'm just going to ink around that to create this little halo effect that the flowers are sitting in. So I'm using Frida Cherry for that. Let me get, since I'm not using my pad, I need something to hold my, you know what? We'll just, I'll bring in my tacky mat anyway, because I like that it holds my inks in place too. So get this Frida Cherry. Okay, and then a little scrappy piece of paper. And this, oh gosh, these inks are beautiful. I'm telling y'all. And so I'm just going around the outside of the circle with this Frida Cherry. It doesn't need to be really heavy, but I do want it to be noticeable. Oops. And just going around this circle and putting some color down. Trying to get it as even as I can, but it honestly, it doesn't really matter, because you lift that up carefully. It doesn't really matter because I'm going to be putting the flowers over top of it, so it's not that big a deal. Okay, so that takes care of the prep for the panel, and I'm going to add this to the back of the orange color from that Summer White Core cardstock, and it just gives me a little rim there. So I'll put some glue on the back. Oh, Donna, yes, you do need these new inks. I got so excited when I saw them on Scrapbook's page. I said, there's something I can get, and I put my order in right away. And I got them last week, and I've been playing with them. They're beautiful inks, like all of Lisa's inks are. Just beautiful. I keep scouring and looking. I know the other products are going to show up here soon, so I'm trying my best to be patient. But now that I have something new to play with, I don't feel so left out. Okay, so yeah, there's nothing like feeling like you're missing out on all the good stuff. Okay, so that will take care of that. And then we can go ahead and start. I did a lot of the die cutting up front, so you wouldn't have to spend too much time watching me die cut. Let me see if I find where I put my little tray. Okay, here it is. Okay, so I did a lot of the die cutting already, and I'll show you. I'll ink up the big flower, and then the other things that I die cut. This is the Satin Holographic card, and this is white card that I inked up with eucalyptus leaves, I think. Did I use eucalyptus leaves or Helen? Yeah, that's what I used. And then these other pieces, so these pieces are these, and then these pieces are these these two, and then this little leaf, where is it at? There it is. That's this one. So we're going to ink up these gold colors. And then here's the sentiment that I inked using the grapefruit color. And look, I mean, just beautiful. It inks so beautifully. I just love that. You probably can't see it that well, but it's gorgeous, trust me. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead, and the ones that I need to add ink to, I'm going to take these out and ink them up. Doing my inking at one time. And then we'll start putting things together. Okay, move that over for now. Okay, so for the flowers, what I did was I started with Georgia moss, and then I added in the Frida cherry, and I got a nice orangey color with that Frida cherry onto the yellow cardstock. So it's really, really pretty. And let me see here. Here's my Georgia moss brush. And I just inked up the center. And it is a little bit different of a color than what's the cardstock is. It's probably hard to see that color difference on camera, but it's there. And I just add that to the center, and then I used some Frida cherry. Look at how pretty that color is. And I don't want to wipe that off. And then I just started from the edge and carried in. I went pretty heavy with this color. And I just carried it all the way into the center just about. Then came back and make it heavier on the ends. And I did that all the way around on all the petals. Very simple. I know, Nancy, aren't these colors just gorgeous? Oh, and I love fall. Fall this time of year through the end of the year is just like my favorite time of year. I love the fall, and then Thanksgiving and Christmas is just, to me, this is like the beginning of fun. So I thought, why not make some fall cards? But that's one, the nice thing about these products is, even though they're made for Christmas, you can use them all year round. You don't have to just stick to Christmas. I said these dies in the new, the latest Christmas release, I've fallen in love with them. And I've been playing with them a lot. And I keep telling myself, move on, Sheryl. But I kind of get stuck because they're so much fun. Yeah, it's I like, and that's the other thing too. Nancy said that fall is her biggest creative time, and I think that's true for me too, because I tend to take more time. I'm indoors more for sure, and that always translates into more craft time. Because I'm telling you, if it's a choice between chores and craft room, the craft room's winning out every time. Those chores are just sitting there. I'm glad I'm not allergic to dust. I'd be in trouble. Okay, so those are my flowers, and I'll let those dry a little bit while I ink up the leaves, and then I'll put them together. Okay, so then I took the Helen Teal, and I took a little teeny brush, and just added a little bit of color to these leaves, and you know, of course, mixing the teal with the onto this yellow cardstock, you get a real pretty green. So I just wanted a little bit, not a lot, on these leaves. Mostly, you could go either way. You could leave the tips a little bit yellow, or and have the base of it be green. I just went the other way, but whatever you like is how you can do it. So pretty. And then I did the same thing for these. Now on these, I did kind of go towards the center because I wanted this whole stem to be green. So I just kind of went down the center first. And then I went back up and added more color where I felt I needed it. So really simple, just adding color. Get this side too. Oops. And I think I'll put just a wee bit more up here. And I think I'll start on this end and go down. Not that it matters, really. But this again is Helen Teal, the color that I'm using. And this is gorgeous on white card. Ooh, such a pretty color. I'm really excited for ink school too. Because color it's a little challenge for me, but I'm learning, and I'm looking forward to getting my ink school projects. And I noticed Scrapbook has the ink school products on coming soon, so I keep watching when I can order them, because I'm gonna do all my swatching and get things all organized so I can have tools to make it easier for me when I'm trying to figure out colors. Okay, so that's all we're going to do with that one. And let me wipe up here before it gets every place else. All right, so I want to go ahead and put these two flowers together. And let's see, this is the bigger one. Probably didn't need quite that much ink, but I mean, why do I always call glue ink? I do that all the time. I don't know. All right. I may as well leave this glue out. So I've got 3 of these flowers here, and I just want to fluff up these edges some, and then I'm going to put the panel onto the card front and then start adding all of the extras is the approach that I'm going to take. Ink School, it's a new line of products and education that Lisa has out. If you go to YouTube, you can see there are ink school videos out that are teaching you about the products and about color. And it's very exciting. People that have an art background probably know a lot about color, but I don't. And so as we progress along, and the ink school products allow you to organize your colors, and you can swatch and all sorts of things. Oh, is that right? Okay, Rebecca says Paula's going to be doing a series of education every 6 weeks. That's wonderful. I knew that that's what she was, that there were some that were started already, but I didn't know the frequency. So that's good news. Thank you, Rebecca. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and put this panel down onto our card front. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, and then I'm going to add the 3 flowers, and I'm going to put them up on some foam squares, and then I'll just add the leaves behind so that and this one now should be dry enough for me to fluff up the leaves. Oh, you're a swatcher already. Good for you. I'm not that disciplined yet, but I'm going to be. I've determined to make that improvement. Pretty organized, but I don't do much with colors, so I'm really looking forward to that. Okay, so I'm going to put those on like that, and I'm going to add some foam, little foam squares behind those. And because I'm putting it on foam squares, it gives me a little wiggle room for how I add the leaves to the back. If you want to do these flat, you would want to do your leaves first so that they sit properly underneath your flowers. But since I'm using these foam squares, I have some room to play around with them a little more. Okay, I think that looks about right. Okay, get this out of the way. You can bring all this stuff out, the rest of the leaves. Clear off some of this junk. I feel like I've got stuff everywhere, which I do. So let me take a second, move my inks off. Don't need that. Don't need those. Okay. All right. Now we can go ahead and start putting our leaves together. I did 2 of each kind of leaf. So these are the ones that I cut using the rainbow holographic paper, the satin. And then the other one is the white that I did with eucalyptus leaves ink. and just like to look at it a little bit. And that looks okay to me. So we'll go ahead, and I know the bottom ones I'm going to have to cut, so I'll do these first. And I just kind of put some ink on the back. There I go, my ink glue. I'm putting some glue on the backs of these stems, and I'll just stick them underneath and try not to do what I just did, which was put glue all over. Well, it might be easier if you did them one at a time, but far be it from me to do it the easy way, right? Why do it easy when you can make life more difficult for yourself? Okay, there we go. Now we can put this one up there. Okay, and then we'll do the same thing down here, but these I'm going to have to trim. I know for sure. I think I know. Yeah, that's too long. So I'm going to trim off my snips here. Trim off a couple of these leaf pieces. And I think that should do it if memory serves me. Yeah, okay. Yeah, because we want room for our sentiment. Let's see. Yeah, that'll work. Okay. So we'll go ahead and put these down, and then we'll put the other one down. And you can glue these all the way down if you like. I just like having them loose and floppy. I don't know why. I just do. And then this one is going to have to be trimmed also. Let's see. Thank you, Donna. Okay. Oh, thank you, Nancy. I am forever calling my glue ink. Don't ask me why, but all right. And then we'll stick this one down in here. I probably should have played with this first. I don't want to get, sorry for my arms there, but I wanted it to catch. There we go. Okay, and so then we can add our sentiment and add a few little gems to the center of the flowers. If you didn't want to do that, you could die cut flower centers. They're in the packaging. And stick our sentiment down. I could have moved, it might, this one, well, I've already added that glue, but after I thought about it, it might have been better if I moved this particular sentiment over to the side a little more instead of having it be right in the center, but that's okay. It all works out just fine. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is I want to add some of these little gems here. to the center and not to my desktop, but so let's see. I want all the same size. That's the size I want. And me and these gems, this could be America's Funniest Home Videos watching me. Well, here we go, watching me in these gems, I'll tell you. Anything that's little that needs little teeny hands, which I don't have, it's funny. But I refuse to be defeated. I use it anyway. Well, these are, well, those are littler. They're not the bigger ones. Doesn't matter. They can be random. I get so particular sometimes. When it doesn't matter, just get a gem. Okay, come on. Flip her over. All right, we'll leave you there. We know you got to flip you. This is probably the most painful part for you all. I'm sorry. Probably like, get on with it already. Okay, there we go. So then just add some glue and put these in. We have one other thing to do. Oops, that one's upside down. There we go. One small thing to do, and we'll be done with this project. Okay. Now, the only other thing is, you know what I did. Okay, so here's the inside of the card, and here's the card. Here's the card. So I'll just show it to you. What I did was I cut an extra panel and inked it, and then I cut strips. And so this was, I was thinking in my head that I had left a strip for me to add to the inside. No, I didn't do that. So that's what I'm going to do with this at some point in the future. And then I did the embossing on the envelope flap. And so that is the project. So thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. I hope that you like the project. Don't forget to watch Paula. She'll be live tomorrow with Ink School. And then on Friday, we'll have to wait and see how things go, because for those lucky people who get to go to the retreat is this weekend. So Lisa may go live on Friday or not. We will have to wait and see, but I hope that everyone that's in the retreat has a fantastic time. I know that you will. I'm very jealous. In 1 year, I hope to get there. But thank you so much for being here today. I appreciate you. Have a wonderful week, and we will see you next time. Bye for now.